Have you ever wondered why the universe is constantly in motion, yet feels perfectly still to us? Right now, as you listen to this, the ground beneath your feet is racing through space faster than most aircraft ever travel. The Earth spins at over 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator. At the same time, it hurtles around the Sun at nearly 107,000 kilometers per hour. And beyond that, our entire solar system surges through the Milky Way at almost 800,000 kilometers per hour. And yet, you feel nothing. Before we begin, a gentle like or a quick tap on subscribe would mean a lot. Your support helps keep this universe alive. That is motion, layered on motion on motion. And yet, your heartbeat is calm, your breath is steady, your thoughts do not shake. The coffee in your mug does not spill. The air around you does not rush past. The stars above appear fixed in place, as if nailed to the night sky. How can something move so fast and feel so still? This question is older than science, older than civilization. It is a question humans have carried since the first time they noticed the sun rise in the east and set in the west. Since the first time someone wondered whether the sky was moving. Or if they were. Stillness feels natural to us. Motion feels exceptional. We imagine movement as something that happens occasionally. A car accelerating, a bird taking flight, a planet drifting through space. But the universe does not work that way. In reality, motion is the rule. Stillness is the illusion. And tonight, we are going to dismantle that illusion, slowly. Your brain evolved in a world where motion usually meant danger, a sudden lurch, a fall, a violent impact, so your senses are tuned not to motion itself, but to changes in motion. Acceleration, deceleration, rotation that is uneven or unstable. If movement is smooth and constant, your body simply accepts it. You don't feel the Earth spin for the same reason you don't feel the rotation of a perfectly balanced carousel moving at constant speed, until it suddenly stops. Stillness, as we experience it, is not the absence of motion. It is motion without surprise. Imagine standing at the equator. In just 1 hour, you are carried more than 1,000 miles eastward, even though your feet never leave the ground. You are moving faster than a jetliner, yet your body registers nothing. Why? Because everything around you, the air, the ground, the oceans, your bones, your blood is moving together. There is no reference point inside the system to reveal the motion. You are not being dragged through space. You are part of the motion itself. Here is a quiet but profound truth. You cannot feel speed. You can only feel change in speed. This is why a smooth elevator feels motionless once it reaches cruising speed, why a plane feels still at 900 kilometers per hour, why Earth's rotation goes unnoticed. The universe does not announce its movement. It whispers it. Earth has been rotating for over 4.5 billion years, long before oceans, before continents, before life. Its spin was born from chaos, from collisions, from gravitational pulls, from the violent birth of the solar system itself. And once that motion began, nothing ever stopped it. No cosmic hand reached down and slowed the planet. Because motion, once established, is stubborn. It resists change. In the 17th century, a simple idea shattered humanity's understanding of motion, an idea so counterintuitive that it took generations to accept. An object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an external force. This means something extraordinary. The universe does not need energy to keep things moving. It only needs energy to stop them. Rest is not natural. Motion is. You are moving with the Earth, with the Sun, with the galaxy, with the expanding universe itself. Your stillness is a shared agreement between all the particles that make you. A cosmic synchronization. And once you see it that way, the question changes. Not why is everything moving, but why would anything ever stop? Your body doesn't lean. Your balance doesn't shift. Your senses remain quiet. The world feels anchored, stable, at rest. This strange calm is not an accident. It is one of the most profound illusions the universe creates, because motion, on its own, is invisible. What you feel is not speed. What you feel is change. A sudden jolt, a sharp turn. A moment when motion begins, or ends. Without that change, movement dissolves into stillness. Imagine sitting in a train as it glides smoothly along a straight track. As long as the speed is steady, the cabin feels motionless. You can stand, you can walk, you can pour a drink without spilling a drop. But the moment the train accelerates or brakes, your body notices, not because you are moving, but because your motion has changed. The Earth behaves the same way. Its rotation does not speed up or slow down. It does not jerk or stumble. It turns with ancient consistency, and because of that, your senses fall silent. If Earth is spinning so fast, why don't we feel the wind tearing across the surface? Because the atmosphere is moving with the planet. The air, the oceans, the clouds, even the molecules inside your lungs are already traveling at Earth's rotational speed. There is no resistance pushing against you. no opposing force announcing the motion. You are not moving through the air, you are moving with it. Stillness is simply motion shared by everything around you. Your nervous system was not designed to detect planetary motion. It evolved to notice predators, cliffs, falling objects. Sudden changes that meant survival or death. The slow, steady turning of a planet never posed a threat. So your brain learned to ignore it. What cannot harm you does not demand attention. And so the universe spins quietly while your awareness remains calm. For over 4.5 billion years, Earth has been rotating beneath the stars, before trees, before oceans as we know them, before life itself. Every creature that ever lived was born into this motion. No organism has ever experienced a moment when the planet stopped turning. There is no memory of stillness to compare against, so the motion becomes normal, expected, invisible. This is the deepest reason why we feel at rest. Not because we are still, but because we have never known anything else. Movement only exists when something can be compared to something else. A car moves relative to the road. A bird moves relative to the air. A planet moves relative to the stars. But from your position on Earth, everything you can touch and see is already moving alongside you. There is no internal reference point that says you are moving. From inside the system, motion disappears. Sometimes Earth does remind us. A long pendulum slowly shifts direction beneath a rotating sky. Weather patterns curve instead of moving straight. Satellites must constantly correct their paths. These are subtle clues, quiet signatures of a spinning world. But even then, the motion is indirect. You never feel it in your bones, so the question is no longer, why don't we feel the Earth spin? The deeper question is, why do we expect to feel motion at all? Why do we assume that stillness is the default state of reality? Because in truth, stillness does not exist. Long before modern science, people believed that rest was natural and motion required effort, that objects wanted to stop. That movement was something imposed upon the world. But the universe does not agree. Once something begins to move, it resists stopping. Motion is not fragile, it is persistent. Centuries ago, a simple principle changed how we understood everything. An object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an external force. This means something extraordinary. The universe does not spend energy to keep things moving. It spends energy to interrupt motion, to slow it, to redirect it, to stop it. Without interference, motion continues forever. You are not a passenger on a spinning planet. You are not being dragged through space. Every particle that makes you, every atom, every cell already shares Earth's motion. Your body is not resisting the spin. It is participating in it. You are synchronized with the planet. The calm you feel is not proof of rest. It is proof of harmony. Everything around you is moving together, at the same speed, in the same direction, without conflict. This is why your coffee does not spill. Why your breath remains steady. Why the night sky appears calm. Stillness is not the absence of motion. It is motion without disagreement. Because Earth's spin is just the first layer. Beyond it lies orbital motion. Beyond that, galactic motion. Beyond that motion on scales so vast, they challenge the limits of imagination. And yet through all of it, you remain calm, centered, unmoving, or so it seems. Because once you step beyond the Earth, the illusion doesn't disappear, it deepens. High above the planet, astronauts circle Earth once every 90 minutes. They are moving at nearly 17,500 miles per hour. Faster than a rifle bullet, fast enough to cross continents in moments, and yet inside their spacecraft, objects drift gently. Bodies float effortlessly. Everything appears calm. No wind, no vibration, no sense of speed. From the inside, it feels like stillness. But this is not because motion has vanished. It is because motion has become perfect. We often imagine orbit as breaking free from gravity. But orbit is not the absence of gravity. Orbit is falling forever. Astronauts are constantly falling toward Earth, but they are moving sideways so fast that the planet curves away beneath them. They fall and miss again and again and again. This endless fall creates weightlessness, not because gravity is gone, but because everything inside the spacecraft is falling together. No floor pushes back, no surface resists. And without resistance, motion becomes invisible. Inside the orbiting station, there is no experiment you can perform that will reveal how fast you are moving. You can jump, you can float, you can toss an object across the room. Everything behaves as if you are at rest. This is not a trick. It is a fundamental property of reality. When motion is uniform, it cannot be detected from within. There is no preferred state of rest in the universe, only relative motion. What astronauts experience in orbit is the same illusion you experience on Earth, just at a far greater speed. You and the planet are falling together. Through space-time, around the sun, through the galaxy. There is no floor pushing against you from below, no cosmic wind rushing past your face, so your senses remain silent. There are ways to feel rotation. If motion is uneven, if it accelerates or twists, spin a bucket of water fast enough and the surface curves outward. Sit inside a rotating space station and you would feel artificial gravity pressing you outward. Rotation announces itself only when it creates forces that pull things apart. Earth's spin is simply too gentle. Its curve is too vast. Its rhythm too slow. So the illusion holds. And this brings us to something even stranger. Spin is not just something planets do. It appears everywhere. Atoms spin. Electrons carry intrinsic angular momentum. Stars rotate. Galaxies swirl into vast spirals of light. Even colossal clusters of galaxies exhibit slow, graceful rotation. Wherever gravity gathers matter, spin emerges, not as an accident, but as a consequence. When matter collapses inward under gravity, any tiny imbalance becomes amplified. A slight drift becomes rotation. A whisper of motion becomes a whirl. As the system shrinks, its spin speeds up. Like a figure skater pulling in their arms, the universe tightens and turns. This is why newborn stars spin rapidly. Why planets orbit in flat disks. Why galaxies form spirals instead of spheres. Spin is the universe's way of conserving motion. It cannot get rid of it, so it reshapes it. Nothing forgets how it began moving. Every rotation today is an echo of ancient chaos. The Earth spins because of collisions long forgotten. The Sun spins because of the cloud that collapsed to form it. The galaxy spins because of motions seeded near the dawn of time. Motion carries history. Even when matter changes, even when stars die, the motion survives. What we call vacuum is alive with motion. Particles flicker into existence and vanish. Energy ripples through invisible fields. Space itself seethes with activity. Stillness is not hiding beneath reality. It is nowhere to be found, perhaps because stillness feels safe, predictable, stable. Motion suggests uncertainty, change. But the universe offers no refuge from motion, only balance within it. Here is where the mystery deepens, because motion does not just occur in time. Time may exist because of motion. If nothing changed, if nothing moved, there would be no before, no after, no time. Time is not a background clock ticking away. It is the measure of change, the unfolding of motion. From the quantum foam beneath space itself to the vast expansion of the cosmos, everything changes. Particles fluctuate, fields vibrate, space stretches. Absolute stillness would require everything to stop changing. And that has never happened, not once. You have always been moving, before you were born, as you breathe now, long after you are gone, carried by rotations you cannot feel, through distances you cannot imagine. The calm you sense is not the absence of motion. It is the universe moving in perfect agreement with itself. For centuries, astronomers assumed the universe had no preferred direction. No up, no down, no center, no spin, just expansion. But some cosmological models whisper a more unsettling possibility. What if the universe is not only expanding, but also rotating, not like a spinning ball, but with a subtle, almost undetectable twist, woven into the fabric of space-time itself? If such a rotation exists, it would be extraordinarily slow, so slow that it would take the entire age of the universe to reveal even the faintest trace. And yet rotation leaves fingerprints, tiny asymmetries, preferred alignments, patterns that shouldn't exist in a perfectly neutral cosmos. Some researchers have noticed hints, galaxies that seem to align across impossible distances, large-scale structures that appear to share orientation, echoes of order where randomness was expected, nothing proven, nothing conclusive, just enough to make the question impossible to ignore. Now we arrive at one of the deepest ideas in physics. Time does not exist on its own. It does not flow independently like a river we float upon. Time emerges from change. If nothing moved, nothing aged, nothing evolved, nothing happened. Without motion, there is no time, only frozen existence. Every tick of a clock is motion. Every heartbeat is motion. Every thought you have is a cascade of electrical motion in your brain. Time is not the cause of motion. Motion is the cause of time. This is why time cannot pause, because motion never truly pauses. Even when systems appear stable, their internal components are in constant flux. Atoms vibrate, particles fluctuate, fields ripple. At the deepest level, reality refuses to stand still. And because of that refusal, time continues. Motion also gives time its direction. We remember the past, but not the future. Why? Because motion spreads, energy disperses, systems become more disordered. This is not a moral rule of the universe. It is a statistical one. And as it does, time points forward. The arrow of time is drawn by motion, losing its structure. Imagine a universe where all motion ceased. No vibration, no rotation, no expansion. In such a universe, nothing would change. And without change, there would be no next moment. Time would not slow. It would not freeze. It would cease to exist. The fact that you experience time at all is proof that motion is still unfolding. So why, knowing all this, does stillness feel so real? Because motion, when perfectly shared, disappears from awareness. Because the universe does not shake you as it carries you forward. Because your existence is synchronized with the motion that defines it. You are not resisting the universe. You are aligned with it. There is no place you could stand where motion would vanish, no frame of reference where the universe would finally rest. Even the idea of rest is something motion invented. Stillness is not fundamental. Motion is. The stars are not fixed. The earth is not stable. The universe is not at rest, and neither are you. You are moving with the sun, with the galaxy, with the slow unfolding of the cosmos itself. The reason you feel calm is not because nothing is happening. It is because everything is happening together. And if motion is this fundamental, if spin is woven into everything we can see, then a deeper question begins to form. What if this motion does not stop at the edge of our universe? What if our universe itself is only one motion among many? Modern physics suggests something extraordinary. When we trace motion back far enough, back past stars, past galaxies, past the first atoms, we arrive at the earliest moment of our universe, the beginning, a state of extreme density, extreme energy. A burst of expansion. But that expansion may not have been unique. Some theories suggest that the inflation which created our universe may still be happening elsewhere, creating other universes, each with their own space, their own time, their own physical laws. If that is true, then our spinning cosmos is not alone. It is one ripple in a vast cosmic ocean. And just like galaxies spin because of tiny imbalances at their birth, perhaps entire universes emerge with their own subtle motions, their own directions of time, their own fundamental rhythms. In one universe, gravity may behave differently. In another, time may flow at another rate. In another, matter may never have formed at all. Each universe, a variation, each one unfolding, each one in motion. The multiverse is not chaos, it is possibility multiplied. And if motion is the rule of existence, then perhaps universes themselves are born, because motion cannot remain confined. It expands, it branches, it creates. Our universe may feel vast, but in a larger reality, it could be just one spinning structure among countless others, and we, standing here, feeling still, are riding one thread in a tapestry too large to fully comprehend. Motion did not stop with us. It may not even stop with our universe. So the next time the night sky feels silent, remember, nothing has stopped. Not the atoms, not the planets, not time itself. We are not standing still in a moving universe. We are moving so perfectly that motion feels like rest. And perhaps that is the most beautiful illusion of all. Thank you for being part of this journey through our spinning universe.